Wow, David Trolley. Wow. The music ministry of David Trolley. Thank you, David. Thank you very much. And thank you, Bob McAvoy, for recording us, and Marilyn for being our Zoom operator, and Sue Barton for being our announcement person, and Julie Curry, what a wonderful chaplain and a lovely prayer, and Sue Frederick, the perfect platforming intern. Thank you, Sue. Thank you all. And David Morse, thank you for being our PowerPoint person. There we go. So bring it on, bring it on. Let's bring on the kingdom of heaven. In the 13th chapter of Matthew in the New Testament, Jesus is said to be sitting with his followers and his disciples, and he's talking about the kingdom of heaven. And he says again, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid. In his joy, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Oh, he goes and he sells all that he has. He finds a treasure in the field and he buys the whole field. Again, Jesus says, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who was a merchant seeking fine pearls, who, having found one pearl of great price, he went and sold all that he had and he bought it. He bought the one pearl, that pearl of great price. In the 5 Gospels by Funk and Hoover in the Jesus Seminar, you've all probably heard of that book before. And if you haven't, the Jesus Seminar was a group of Bible scholars that came together and still does come together and took a look at the New Testament and at the Synoptic Gospels and voted on, after biblical study, what they felt Jesus really said, what he might have said, what he probably didn't say, and what they think he definitely didn't say. And they color coded it. And red was the color they gave to what they thought he definitely said. And how they did this was they had different colors of beads. And as they would go through the Synoptic Gospels, and then they would go through a verse or go through a paragraph, they would vote after presenting scholarly research into the subjects. Well, the book, The 5 Gospels, is about this thick, and there's only about 43 things in it, 43 sayings that are coded red, that they feel that Jesus probably said. The rest are black and pink and gray, and they say he probably did not say them, or there's a likelihood that he probably didn't. And of those 43 things that are coded red, colored red, the parables are really the only things that are color coded red. And again, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who was a merchant seeking fine pearls, who, having found one of great price, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. The wisdom, the parables of Jesus. I want to call your attention to another great resource. Once you've run out and bought the 5 Gospels and saw that very little is coded red, Mark Hicks, who's a licensed Unity teacher and a ministerial student at Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, has a website called truthunity.net. Truthunity.net. It has just a plethora of information, including one item which is almost complete, the Fillmore Study Bible. Yes, the Fillmore Study Bible. And in it, he quotes a writing that I never knew until I was going through the website recently, a writing from Charles Fillmore called The Story of Jesus' Soul Evolution, written by Charles Fillmore on August 7th, 1947. And in it, he talks about the 2 parables. He talks about the treasure hidden in the field. And Charles metaphysically says that our mind and our heart are the field. They contain the hidden treasure of spiritual identity that we discover as we learn to know ourselves as a child of God. The treasure hidden in the field is the logical truth that all truth, that all that is belongs to being and can be brought forth by one who gives up the without and looks within for the real value. That man found a treasure in the field, and he gave up everything and bought that field to go farther in, to look within the treasure that he found, to go into the logical truth. Like a man who was a merchant seeking fine pearls, pearls of wisdom, pearls. We are the merchant who is seeking the jewel of the soul, or spiritual good, through exchange of thought, discussion, and argument. The pearl is pure spiritual understanding. When we know the great worth of spiritual understanding, we gladly give up everything that would hinder our realization of it. We go and we sell all. Today, I want to bring you some wisdoms of spiritual understanding, some pearls of wisdom. Martha Creek wrote a book in almost a long setting, but almost several days of a setting, and put out multiple pearls of wisdom. And I've chosen just a few to share with you today. John Duffy said to me, sitting at Pete's one day in Davis, that let's go back to the basics a little bit at the beginning of next year. And I said, well, John, I thought we were doing the basics all year. And he said, well, it's always good to be reminded of those basics. And Martha takes us back to those basics. Who is Martha Creek? Well, Martha Creek has spoken for us. Martha Creek has consulted with the board. Martha Creek is a speaker, a minister, a leader, a coach, a consultant, a facilitator. Martha Creek is often described as having a spirit of innocence. Now, that's hard to believe, but she is described that way, and she does really. She's described as having playfulness, compassion, and generosity, all of which support her in being able to deliver a great deal of information in a profoundly simple, dynamic, personal, humorous, and attainable way. The practices, exercises, and experiences that Martha offers invite participants to approach their inner work as an adventure with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Being a master of right questioning, and this comes from her work with Byron Katie, Martha, in her workshops, can call forth the most stubborn, self-defeating, and embedded patterns in participants with an invitation to a new reality. She's more interested in being present to those she is serving than in talking about what she has accomplished. And her accomplishments are enormous. Martha's accomplishments include degrees in accounting, human resources, and organizational management, as well as a graduate degree from Emerson Theological Seminary. She has also attended the Hoffman Institute, Byron Katie International School, Healthy Congregations and Family Systems, the Lombard Mennonite Peace Center Meditation Skills and Conflict Resolution Program, Transcendental Meditation, Reiki, and more. In addition, Martha has served in multiple ministerial roles in both religious science and in unity churches. Her mission and vision is as concise and as clear as she is. Go within or go without. Go within or go without. Very simple, but profound in its own way. So I want to look at four of Martha's pearls. If you get her book, Wisdom of Pearls from Martha Creek, or Pearls of Wisdom, you'll see in the table of contents, there's just maybe 35 or 40 pearls, and it's hard to pick some out to share, but I've picked some basic ones out that I want to share with you today. And they're nothing you haven't heard before, but they're excellent reminders. I invite you to listen and take them with you throughout your week this week. As a matter of fact, I invite you to go within with each of them or go without. And the first one is gratitude. Can you imagine that? We're going to talk about gratitude again. Don't we always go to gratitude? There must be something about the truth of being grateful, of realizing and knowing gratitude. What if you woke up today with only the things you thanked God for yesterday? Now, let me say that again. What if you woke up today with only the things that you thanked God for yesterday? And Martha says this, as you look at this, please, please, please skip the guilt and shame this question may bring now. Skip the guilt and shame, because we feel guilty when we get what we ask for. We feel guilty getting and being grateful. Skip the guilt and the shame now and for the rest of your life, for that matter, she says. Martha tells this story. As a child, she had a dream in which she was shown two giant keys, representing the keys to life. One of the keys was gratitude, and the second key was forgiveness. This powerful direction for living has served as a guiding force in all of her life, and she's ever grateful for the guidance and awareness. She says that she's not anywhere near coherent and as integral in her life as when I leave that clear path. Even though demonstrating gratitude represents energy and thought, she cannot think of a better use of that resource. Living from an attitude of gratitude is a goal, to maintain a conscious effort of being thankful. Gratitude as self-expression can be found in various places. It can be found in random acts of kindness, through having compassion or tolerance. And one of Martha's personal favorites is giving or doing something for someone anonymously. Demonstrate gratitude in your daily actions and watch life respond. She encourages this process. Find at least 5 things each night for which you are grateful and write them down in a journal or notebook. You've heard that before, and it works. Do it for 30 days minimum. Only list something once so you don't repeat items. And enjoy how your experience of life is impacted by this simple exercise. We receive blessings and we extend blessings to the world through our actions. And as you count your blessings, Martha says, enjoy your findings. Then make generous choices for yourself and for those you love. Gratitude. Oh, let me tell you, it works, folks. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling that the world is chaotic, if you're feeling like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What's next? If you're feeling like I'm not worthwhile, I don't love myself, nobody loves me, sit down and list 5 things that you're grateful for. Do it for 30 days. I'm telling you, I promise you, it works. I guarantee it. Tidbit pearl of wisdom number 2 from Martha. Now, this I really like. Practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. What's my favorite word? If you've ever taken a class from me, if you've heard it over and over on Sunday morning, it takes practice. Practice makes progress. She says that she's reminded of the lyrics from her friend, singer and songwriter, David Roth's song, Practice Makes Progress. David and she shared an event in Melbourne, Florida, and those attending were blessed with firsthand experience of David's heartfelt message in song. She says it's great fun to be with David, and especially when he says, practice makes, and then he stops and is silent. And when the audience exuberantly responds with perfection, practice makes perfect. And David quickly and slyly comes in with the word progress. Practice makes progress. His response is so much more reality-based. Practice makes progress, not perfection. Some of the ways that Martha says she's observed progress from her practices in her human journey include the following. Now listen to these. I'm going to say them slowly because they're really good tips. And I invite you to just, even if you just pick one of these and practice, you'll make progress. Taking sensible action towards solving crises, problems, and possibilities with less attachment. With less attachment. Don't get attached to anything. Don't have expectations. Don't be attached to what you have to have. Don't say, oh, I must have this. I'm attached to it. Practice being less attached to it. Then do less and less jumping in to please. Do any of you jump in to please? Yes, yes, oh yes, I see hands going up. There we go, jump in to please. Well, practice makes progress. Do less and less jumping in to please. You're going to feel a whole lot better. And so are the people that you're jumping in to please, believe me. Next, building her tolerance for discomfort in others. Accepting that discomfort, stress, pain, and suffering are all vital parts of the human learning process, and understanding the value of it. No suffering is in vain. When we talk about this, we talked about this last week, the suffering that we do with impermanence. And there's nothing we can do about impermanence. Everything is impermanent. Impermanence, we're impermanent. And so why suffer? But we learn from that. No suffering is in vain. It helps us make progress. We move to accepting impermanence. Staying quiet. Oh, here we go. This is my favorite. I need to practice this. I have to tell you. Staying quiet and allowing other members of the group to respond instead of being the first to respond when a question goes out to the group. Yep, that's me. I need to stay quiet and allow other members of the group to respond. When a slide is slow coming up, oh, don't I have my finger on that? When I'm not running the slides, I have my finger on that mouse. I'm going to get in there and respond. Let me tell you, if there's a lull in the service and I'm not platforming, oh, let me unmute. But let me practice making some progress and allow other members of the group to respond in their own time, in their own way, in their own progress. She says, except standing alone sometimes. Yes, everybody else around you is going in a different direction, and you're afraid to go in the direction that your heart's telling you to go in. Accept it. Accept standing alone. Progress. Allowing time for things to process. Think before you speak. Take a moment. There's no need to respond without processing what's going on. Allow time for things to process. And with that, have more patience with self and others. Have more patience with yourself. Give yourself time. Allow yourself to make progress. And then have more patience with others, like having my finger on that mouse when I want the slide to come up faster. Have patience with myself and others. David Morse thinks I'm talking about him. I can see him right now. And but maybe I'm not, David. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm talking about somebody else. Who knows? I have patience. Now, no, John. Oh, everybody, look, guilt, shame, and blame. Everybody's claiming it. Don't claim it. Make progress. Questioning concepts and false meanings. Yes, we've had a lot of practice at that lately, haven't we? With disinformation, misinformation, questioning concepts and false meanings. I probably shouldn't talk about this at a Sunday service, but I will anyway. I was caught some of Saturday Night Live last night, and Marjorie Taylor Greene crawled into a window in the White House, and they said, "Marjorie, well, why don't you come in through the door or ring the doorbell?" And she says, "I don't use doors anymore. I only come in through windows." Well, no, that does sound like her, doesn't it? But I question her concepts and what the false meanings are there. And last but not least, taking down the old archaic framework of right and wrong and replacing it with a lens of what is. It's not right or wrong, it just is. It just is. And how much more progress will we make when we get out of right and wrong and say it is what it is? And let's go on from there. So what are you practicing and where is your progress? Make sure to acknowledge you and really get a sense of it. Really get a sense of that progress. Practice makes progress. Give it a try. Martha says, you know, it's no little thing. You being you and me being me is a gift to our world. You being you and me being me is a gift to our world. Next little pearl of wisdom is lighten up. When in doubt, lighten up. February is Martha's birthday month, and she tends to spend it celebrating, cruising, traveling, and purposely having expressive, creative fun to remind herself of the value of importance of lightening up. She says that being the oldest and responsible and serious child, it is not naturally easy for her to play, frolic, and lighten up. She doesn't really have to work at having fun. She just has to be more deliberate to ensure that all work and no play doesn't keep her stuck in the patterned way of functioning that seems to rule her sometimes. So here's her solution for lightening up. For many years, she's traveled with a big yellow foam wig, affectionately referred to as Big Wig. She actually has several of them that others in the travel group that she's with adorn, and along with her, bring an ambush of joy, play, and playfulness to many interesting situations. For example, on a cruise, people from all over the world run up and take a photo or want to try on the wig or get their friends and family involved. Enlightened beings need to encourage fun and play. What a graceful reminder for all of us to keep it lighter. And I have a graceful reminder or something for you to get ready for to keep it lighter. Well, October 31st is at the end of the month. And guess what day it's on this year? Sunday. On October 31, there will be lots of fun. And so I'm inviting all of you to come in costume or however you'd want to our Sunday service on October 31st. And so we have a Dias de los Muertos celebration, the Day of the Dead celebration, as we celebrate those that have left this human experience and moved on. Dress up. Get that big wig out and put it on. Let's have a good time. Let's lighten up. Let's have fun on Sunday the 31st. Why, we may even have some candy to share with each other. Who knows? And last but not least, in giving, we receive. In giving, we receive. And Martha says, be radical. Are you ready to radically receive and give? To sow a little peace? To be the light of the world? To donate to something, someone? To feed the hungry? To radically, intentionally do loving acts? Find the joy of giving and feel challenged by it? What if you are the light what if you are the light carrier the world is waiting for? What if each of you are the light carrier that the world is waiting for? What if, Ann Richardson, you're the light carrier that the world is waiting for? What if you're the one who can bring it to life and others? What if, Marlene Hanchey, you're the one that can bring it to others? What if you're that one? What if you're the one to live it out? What if you are love? What if you, Carol Honda, are love, divinely loved, and cannot do anything about it? What if you are pure love, and you are? She accepts this is truth, that she is the one. She is the one that can do something about it. She is the one that can do it. She's the one, she says that she's the one to send donation to friends in the wake of a hurricane, to the various agencies quickly providing water to endangered areas, to organizations providing a gift to people who have been displaced. She says that we're given so many opportunities to live with intention, to be fully awake to each other and to our broader and large selves in our world. What opportunity will you radically seize to break through old ways and bring and create anew? If you haven't begun yet, it's not too late. Now, as we begin to close this part of the service, let's take a little journey together. I invite you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment and reach out your hand and heart to your loved ones. Reach out your hand and heart to your loved ones. One by one, gather each of them into your heart space. Bring them into your heart space. And be sure to get those who have harmed you, who are estranged, and include them. We are being radical, remember. Connect with everyone. Bring them into your heart space. Now, I invite you to extend that expanded warmth and love out to someone you don't know, that perhaps you meet at the bank, gas station, or grocery store. And once you've connected with them, call to mind someone in another state or country that you know, and connect your heart light with them. Have them in your heart and surround each one with your best blessing. Now extend this out across the globe. Just allow it to flow out across the globe. Literally hold in mind someone in another country, and even an entire country. Kids at play, workers in a field, all races and religions, social status, everyone, wherever they are, hold them in your mind and in your heart with love. Do you see them? Do you see them? Open the eyes of your heart. You are deeply connected with them. Off the web of love, your highest consciousness, bless each soul and their journey. And then receive. Receive as you have given. Receive that love back. Accept it and be it. This creating is free and is one radical way to give to yourself, others, and to the world. Gift yourself and the world in thoughts and actions. Thank you, Martha, for these pearls. Thank you, Jesus, for those worlds of wisdom, for truly the kingdom of heaven is at hand now. Be the merchant, find the pearl of great price. Sell everything you have, give away everything you have. Find love, bring it to yourself, and give it to others. Thank you. Have a great week. Blessings. Thank you.